JHK here for Sportskeeda, and right now I'm joined by UFC featherweight Josh Culibao. Josh, haven't seen you in around 7 months or so. How's life been
Yeah,
for you?
it's been good, man. It's been good. Yeah, a little bit annoying that I don't get to compete. I don't get to compete regularly. But yeah, I'm just excited to get back in there.
Competing regularly, it's something that I believe it's more advantageous to the fighters that are stateside compared to like yourself who's in Australia, right? So it was a much more difficult task to get booked, huh?
Yeah, yeah, it would be for sure.
So, did you have any other fights booked before this one coming up, or was this the first one that they came at you with?
This is the first one they came at me with, so yeah, any fight was I was keen on taking because yeah, I can't sit on my hands for too long. I know I'm only 26, but I want to make the most of it while I'm still young.
Definitely, definitely, man. Well, let's get into what you've been doing for the last 6 months or so. I mean, you last fought, I believe, in when was that? Yeah, October, right? So October
Yeah,
of last year,
yeah, October.
and you get back home,
Hello.
and what do you focus on? What are you doing?
Man, well, to be honest, I've just been focusing on training the students at the gym. We're starting to build a little bit of a competing, like a competitive gym, a fighting gym, where there's other competitors, other fighters now. So yeah, I've just been helping out the other coaches, prepare some of these other fighters, get ready for local events and just these like little novice competitions. But yeah, it's been mostly just around coaching and just yeah teaching.
At Igor MMA?
Yeah, Igor MMA. Yeah.
All right. So, you're getting into the coaching. Is that something that you were doing before, or is it something that you just started in the last 6 months?
This is now that I'm training full time. I'm using the coaching, yeah, as a part of my training now as well. So it's just only been ever since I've been really signed to the UFC.
It gives you a lot of time to sit back and put on the other hat, right? The coaching hat. So what do you learn
Yeah,
from that? You know what I mean? Because I know it's fun in many different aspects.
yeah, it is. It I to be honest, I get more nervous watching my students compete, watching my teammates compete because yeah, like rather than me fighting, I'm not as nervous as when I watch my friends or my teammates compete because I know it's like a sense of I can't do anything for them. Like I can yell out instruction, and yes, I can say do this, do that, but I I physically can't do it for them. So it's yeah, it's but the satisfaction out of coaching is one of the best feelings in the world.
Yeah, especially when you see them go through the journey that you've been through already many different
Yeah,
times, and then
yeah.
they are successful at the end of the road, man. It's emotional,
It is because I've been there personally, and I now to be on the coaching side of it, I understand why my coach, says what he says at the time and does what he does at the time. Sometimes you don't understand why the coaches are so hard on you, or why they're so strict on you doing this and doing that, and just on your case generally. But yeah, now I understand why.
Now, with the team growing at Igor, that means you have more bodies to work with. That must be a benefit.
Yeah, it is because now that the team's growing, we're also attracting other people from other gyms that are, looking to get sparring in and looking to, get mix it up instead of just training at the same gym every single time. So it's good. We're now that we're getting more of an active team, we're building, and we're getting more bodies. For me personally, like usually I don't have that many bodies to train with, but now since we have an active team, more people are coming to us to train now.
Yeah, man, that's good. That's good to hear. And I still see you going out to freestyle from time to time.
Yep,
Has that been part of this
yep.
camp?
Unfortunately, it hasn't because Alex has been overseas
Oh, shit.
with the whole COVID situation and yeah, his whole COVID situation. Now he's filming the Ultimate Fighter there against Brian Ortega. So yeah,
Yeah, so his coach is not there either, Joe Lopez. So that's like the combination right there.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So, with you focusing mostly at Igor, I know you got a couple guys that you've been working with very closely. Could you, reveal to us like who you've been working with?
I've been training with Alan Philpott for the majority of it. That's my main guy. That's my main training partner. My main You know, he holds pads for me, teaches me. He has a lot of experience, so it's one of those guys that I use to my benefit as much as I can. Just try to suck as much knowledge out of him. You know, get as much knowledge out of him. Another guy that I've been training with also for a long time is Jamie Malaki, who just is coming off a knockout of Karma Worthy. It's Karma Worthy. Yeah, Karma Worthy. Yeah. So yeah, I've been getting some rounds in with him. I've also been getting rounds in with another Brazilian lightweight in the regional scene named Edemar Teixeira. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's a great fighter as well. Man, I've got a lot of good guys coming in. Got a few amateurs coming in. Brandon, Dylan. Yeah, we've got a good team that we're slowly building, but it's slowly building.
Yeah, man, and it's good that you guys have, especially yourself, you have like those two guys, Alan Philpott, Jamie Malaki. Those are two of the best guys in the country. You know what I mean? Not even just in the region, in the country. So it's good looks for you. Now, I wanted to delve into that last fight, man, because I'm pretty sure you've been asked a lot about it in other interviews, but still, man, you went in there against Charles Jourdain, who's much more experienced. You know what I mean? The level of competition that he has faced has been very high. You fight to a split draw, and the cards, man, it was 30-27 Jourdain, 29-28 Culibao, and 28-28 for the draw. Now, when you look back at what transpired, man, how did you score the fight?
I had it 2-1. So I won round 1 and 2. Whether you give me the first round at 10-8, it doesn't matter. I still believe I won that round. Second round, I believe I won as well. And it was just obviously that third round was the deciding. But for one of the judges to give it a 30-27 as if I lost every single round, I just don't understand how I get a knockdown, how I deal so much damage in that first round, and I still lose that round. So I don't know. That one was very frustrating.
Yeah, and also the 10-8 for the third round. If they would have gave him a 10-8 for the third round, why did they give you a 10-8 for the first round? Like the judging has been crazy. Even have you been watching the UFCs lately?
I had another interview before, and I was talking about the Korean guy, the Park. Park. He just destroyed this guy for 3 rounds. One judge gave 30-25. 30-25, and then at the end of the other table, the other judge gave it 28-28 draw. What is going on? I don't understand. Like the judging's been all over the place. And just recently, I just watched 2 featherweights fight each other.
Kai Kamaka.
Trizano.
Trizano.
And
Klein.
Klein.
Yeah.
Klein pieced him up 2 rounds. In the first 2 rounds, got 4 takedowns. Trizano got 0 takedowns, only won the last round, and he won the fight. What? I don't understand. I just don't understand how some of these judges are scoring it. So I personally, I'm not looking to these judges anymore because I don't know what they're scoring. What are they scoring fights on now? Like if Klein scored 4 takedowns, and if he's getting 4 takedowns and they're not scoring for anything, why go for takedowns? My whole game's going to change. I'm not going to look for takedowns anymore. It's like I just don't understand what they're looking for anymore.
Some judges, I think, they think a takedown is worthy of some points, and some of them feel like you have to take them down and do damage to get points. You know what I mean? It's like, what is the clear criteria? We know what it is, but are they following it? That's the problem.
Yeah. And like I understand octagon control. Trizano was controlling the octagon, but he wasn't landing anything. Klein was landing the cleaner shots, the cleaner effective shots. So does octagon control outweigh clean effective strikes? I'd say again, that's one of those other things that I just don't understand.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are confused. Everybody's confused about that. So hopefully, I don't know. It seems like they're not going to do anything about it. They just keep bringing these judges in that don't know what they're doing.
But honestly, who are these judges? Like, where did they sign up for this job? Like, why can't we get like ex-fighters to do these jobs? It's just annoying.
That's the biggest question, right? It's the athletic commissions, man. They're a bunch of clowns. Like, I'll say it right now, legit. Just I don't know who they're looking out for at the end of the day. But it's politics, man. That's what it is. Now with Charles Jourdain, you know, what was the interaction like with him after the fight was over? Was it pretty cordial?
Um, no, I didn't really get a chance to speak to him after it, but yeah, like he thinks he won. He knows deep down. He knows deep down he didn't win that fight. He was even surprised by this. He was surprised by the scorecards. He knows he lost that fight. So I think eventually one day me and him will get to do it again, and this time, you know, I'll make sure that it doesn't go to the judges and make sure that he knows that he lost completely. So yeah.
We'll see. You know what I mean? Move on. And I'm pretty sure there's some positives from that fight, right? That you got out of it, making some adjustments, you know, from the whole experience.
For sure, like actually being able to fight at featherweight, having a full camp where I didn't have to work, 40-hour weeks on a part of, on top of my fight camp. So that was the biggest change. And then, just realizing that I can hang with these guys. Like everyone gave, Jourdain, like, oh yeah, this Jourdain's just gonna walk over this guy. Culibao got smashed in his first fight, blah blah blah. So it's good to for myself to know that I can hang with these guys. If Jourdain is beating good guys like Hyon Ko and going to a split decision with Andre Fili, it's encouraging that I can hang with these guys. So that's one thing I did take out from it, and also just to be able to perform under the bright lights and not fold, don't feel the pressure or anything, just felt like a normal fight as if I was to fight locally. So that was another good thing to take away from it, that like I didn't get, what most fighters get is that what is it? What do they call
Jitters?
Like, yeah, like the UFC jitters where the lights are shining too bright for them and they're not able to perform. So yeah, I got a few good things, and plus Fight Island is, well, who can say they fought on Fight Island? So that's another cool experience, another cool thing about it.
No doubt, man. It's a first for you for in many aspects. Now you get to return May 22nd. You go stateside for the first time. You know, fighting in Vegas, the fight capital of the world. Is that something that you've thought about since the beginning of your career ever?
Always. I've always wanted to fight in Vegas, and I've always wanted to fight at the Madison Square Garden. So, yeah, those are two places I still want to fight. And another one I want to fight at is the Saitama Arena in Japan. Yeah. So that would be sick too.
All right. Well, you're gonna have one of three. So 2 more after that, right? Now, the opponent that they gave you, right, Sha Yilan, he's a new guy to the promotion. You know, he's been fighting in China for a while. When they came with you with the name, did you have any idea who he was?
No clue. And I was just like, I don't care. I'm just happy these guys are giving me a name because, like 7 months, most of these guys that fight in the United States, they're getting fights, every 3 months, every 2 months, 2.5, 3 months. So for me to just get a fight in 7 months, so yeah.
Now, he fought 6 times in 2020. That's a lot, but they're all in China. And it's hard to find a film on Chinese fights, man. Were you able to find anything, your coaches?
They got some stuff off YouTube, but I tend to try not to watch my opponent. So, because me personally, I'd be over analyzing everything. I'll just what my coaches tell me to do, I'll do, and that's it.
All right. So what have your coaches been telling you about his style?
He has been knocked out before, and so that's one aspect. And yeah, he's just a guy that's I think is going to be looking to get a hold of me and be able to, use his supposed size advantage on me.
Yeah, you mentioned that size advantage. He was fighting at lightweight for most of his career. Yeah. He's dropping down to featherweight for his debut. And, what do you think are the consequences of that, losing that extra 10 pounds?
Well, from watching like a little bit of his highlights, a little bit of his fights, is that he seems short. So he seems short for lightweight. So I think he's going to lose a lot of that strength. I think he does have a frame for a a featherweight, but also on my side of things that I'm a big featherweight too. I feel like I'm one of the bigger featherweights. So I just don't feel like his strength will play a big factor just because of the size. Like I feel like I could easily fight at 155 on the regional scene, but obviously not in the UFC because there's some big boys. And yeah, I just don't think the size and strength advantage that he had, well, he thinks he has, he's gonna have.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, I heard some of the lightweights walking around at 190. That's insane right there. That's a big boy.
Exactly.
Yeah. I see why he's going down to featherweight.
I mean, I can walk around at 190, but 190 fat. You know what I mean? I can't walk 190, shredded with abs and be fully jacked. So, yeah, some of these lightweights are huge. Jalen Turner, for example, 6'3" or 6'4", fighting at 155. How? Doesn't make any sense.
Exactly, it doesn't make any sense, man. It's crazy. Now, yeah, with him, he's kind of like a mystery to a lot of people, and you get to introduce him. But it seems like these Chinese fighters, they're coming in, but they're not doing very well. Did you watch the last pay-per-view? All the Chinese fighters lost.
Yeah, but coming off, you can't base it off the other fighters' results. But I do know that, coming from that Chinese background, I know that these guys are gonna be guys that train hard. So they're going to be physically fit. They might not have the whole technical, be able to, have the best coaches or technical, experience or technical level that we might have. But I know these guys for sure are going to be coming in 100% fit, and ready to fight. So I'm not overlooking him at all because I know there's a lot of talented Chinese fighters. Like look at Wei Li, for instance. She became a champion, So I know they're producing a lot of high-level fighters just that we don't know of, and who knows, this guy might be one of them. So I'm treating it, very seriously. I've trained my ass off for this fight, and I'm excited. I'm excited for this.
No doubt, man. Your third trip to the octagon. How do you envision yourself getting the victory against Sha Yilan?
There's one of two ways I pictured it already. I feel like I'm going to catch him. I feel I'm going to catch him early in the first round. If it doesn't, I feel like I'm going to choke him. I feel like he's going to get lazy and he's going to shoot, or he's going to try to take me down, and his neck is going to be there, and I'm going to choke him. So it's either going to be a choke, I feel, or I feel like I'm going to put a right hand on his chin, and that's going to be it.
One thing about you, and I've been following you for a while, a long time, and you're very accurate, man, with your strikes as you get better at striking, but you've always been accurate. Like, where does that come from? Is it just natural abilities?
I don't know. I just tend to, I'm trying to get in the habit of being able to throw more shots, put more combinations together. I find myself throwing single shots, but yes, they're single shots, but they're set up single shots. So that's why I feel like maybe my accuracy is a bit better, because I'm not throwing any giveaway shots before I land the hard shot. I'm just trying to land the hard shot straight away. So I think the accuracy is because I'm looking only for that one shot at a time, one or two shots at a time. So that's why it may seem accurate, where other fighters might be throwing like 2-3 giveaway shots to land that one solid shot to the body or one solid shot to the head. So I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see, man. You're still growing. Like you said, you're only 26, man. You got so many more years in the UFC.
Exactly.
Now, what's the plan after this fight? Are you gonna stay in Vegas and go take advantage of the PI? Take some tests. Are you gonna do all of that?
Nah, but they've already the UFC have already planned my flights and sort of stuff.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm only going to be there for 8 days, so I can climatize to the time zone, and then basically right after I fight, I'm flying straight back, and then I got to do 2 weeks quarantine back in Australia. So yeah, it's kind of tough, not only for me but for my teammates, my coaches. They also got to suffer doing the 2 weeks quarantine. So I can't get them to stay away from their family, keep them away from their family any longer than what's needed.
Who are you taking? Of course, you're taking your coach. Are you taking Alan?
I'm taking Igor. Nah, yeah. There's a problem with Alan. Alan's got a student visa, so if he was to leave the country, they probably wouldn't let him back, obviously due to the whole COVID restrictions as well. So they'd probably send him back to home.
Mm-hmm. Who else? Who's the third? Or are you just taking your coach?
So I've got Max, who's a main training partner of mine and close friend, and then I've got my striking coach Johnny Benavides. He's my striking coach, so I've added him to my my camp this camp. So I can't wait to showcase some of these striking skills that we've been working on. So I mean, like I said, I'm just so excited just to be fighting in the States in general. So I'm just excited all around.
For sure, and you get to have your reunion with all the other boys that are filming the Ultimate Fighter right now.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Hopefully I do get I don't know about how strict they are with the whole bubble in the UFC in Vegas, but hopefully I do get to see the boys down there like Colby and Alex and then Joe and yeah, it'll be good.
They'll be ringside watching, because I've noticed that they've been at every event in the Apex, like sitting there watching all the fights.
I hope so. I do hope so. I think I was just talking to Colby before. I think he flies back, so I don't know why he's flying back.
Okay.
I think he might be flying back, so I don't know what's going on there.
Okay. All right. Well, it is what it is,
hopefully,
right?
Hopefully, are there, because at least I get some support.
Yeah.
Some crowd support.
Everybody be looking around like, who does he have in here? You know what I mean? Like, well, you got a little crowd over there for. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. May 22nd, man. You make the trip stateside to Las Vegas, UFC Fight Night. It's gonna be great. Thank you so much, Josh, man. Always a treat speaking with you and watching you grow.
Always good time for you, bro. Always.